Hello, slow parenting family from across globe. Welcome to another episode of Slow Parenting program on Nostalgia Media. My name is Richie Adewusi. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about teams. Yes, teams. Well, we're out there, lecture here. Anyways, it's still relationship. It's still parent-child relationship. It's still um, building up our children for them to be the best versions of themselves for their own good and for the good of society in general. Okay, so like I said, today we're looking at, well, when you talk about teams mean there are sides. When you talk about sides, you mean you're looking at competition. But in the process or in the business of parenting, the competition must not be in house. Okay, like we always say, parenting needs to be and remain a team event. Okay, it's a lifetime, full time job, but it still needs to be a team event. So, in our episode for today, we're going to be looking at an issue that make it look sometime like, wait a minute, what about me? Yeah, you are human. So the what about me times may have come for you already, would come, might have come for you already. But one thing that we need to always have in mind is a team in parenting, this time the partners, the husband, mom, the dad, the partners need to remain on the same side, regardless of what the situation is. We'll also unpack that issue of remaining on the same side in the course of the program. But then it doesn't always leave a free flow way process of air and comfort through your throat when you now find out, as a mom, for instance, that your child or your children would bypass you and go to their dad, or the other way around. They'll bypass you. Imagine you've gone on a journey. Well, actually, both of you, maybe, both partners, you went on a journey, or you're probably returning from work and you packed your cars and you came out of the car and the child comes running, and your mom, you go like, ooh, hey, and she just nicely avoids you and goes to the dad. Wow. Or nicely avoids you, the dad, and goes to have that bear hug experience with the mom. Today, where if you've seen our promos, it's been, no, you're not my dad. It's been about the moms. Not so, no, mom, it must be, I want daddy. Uh, we're not saying dads are better. It's just a promo. Okay, but so today we're looking at that scenario where a child or your children choose to maybe relate more with one of you, or maybe prefer or feel more comfortable with one of you. There are so many reasons that can lead to that. Whatever the reasons are, they are good reasons. And I will tell you why they are good reasons as we go on with the program. So it's not a competition thing, must not be a competition thing. You must not seek to, or feel that there should be any need for you to be in competition with your partner, with your spouse. There's no need for it. Once you let a crack happen, a lot goes wrong, including the children exploiting that crack and playing both of you. Then you lose the child, or you lose the children. You don't want that. Okay? So, welcome to the program. It's that is growth today. Okay, that's why we've titled today's program. Again, we're not saying mommies are not important. We know Mother's Day is around the corner, and that this day was around the corner, I think. So how come Nobody really talks about Father's Day as much as they talk about Mother's Day. I'm not holding forth for the men, but just asking, well, an honest question, harmless question. Okay, so you see that this thing is been there, is in public domain. So the men, there's so many things. Don't worry, your children will always pick their mother. No, don't feel for any of those. Now it now behoves the other partner that is preferred to hold the fort. Yes, and that is my bonus uh, gift for you in this episode today. It's the fact that you, the preferred, the chosen, the one they feel more comfortable with, should hold the fort. You, the no, we can't reach him or we can't reach her. Don't worry, queue up behind your partner. And do you know what the bonus is? Yeah, I will say it up front. So we can take it out of the way because community members are beginning to send in contributions and patients already. You know, play good cop, bad cop. You should be happy. You should be relieved. You should feel good that the child or your children even find one of you reachable, if not both of you. The fact that your child or your children could get to one of you is a good thing. So simple. Play good cop, bad cop. Uh, the rejected spouse or partner, or load your issues to the preferred one. Okay? That's the point. That's a good cop, bad cop thing. Don't worry struggling, but then when you begin to beef yourselves, when you begin to antagonize yourself, why did they prefer you instead of me? You create a problem that would not help anyone. Okay? So, in the process of having to relate with your children, if your children of your child prefers one of you, don't fight it. And we've seen practice, research, processes, we've seen that sometimes that doesn't even last. It shifts sometimes with the age or ages of the children. But let's deal with the time that that situation is what's on ground. Oh, the child prefers the dad. Daddy, mommy, leave me. Daddy, I want. Fine. Whatever issues you want to discuss with the, or you want the child to pay attention to, the church, you want the child to share it with the person that the child prefers. And they will have their talk. Remember, what's important is to have your children move in the right direction. It doesn't matter who the traffic controller, traffic warden is, out of both of you, out of the two of you, out of the partners involved in the relationship. What's important is the end product of the parenting. Okay? So a child preferring one parent to the other is not a bad thing, it's just a preference. And like we've said, it might not even last. Okay? Your contending over the child might actually push the child away from both of you. And you don't want that. There's a door. The door is either the mom or the dad. The one that is the doorkeeper that the child comes to, I repeat, you hold the fort. The one that is rejected in quote, queue behind the fort. And have your conversations. Okay, they listen to you, but don't feel intimidated, don't feel rejected, don't feel, well, inferior in any way. I'm the man of the house, so they should come to me. No, don't do that. Be happy that your children, that your child chooses to relate, share with, be open with one of you. It's not in all cases. Some children, some family children can relate freely with both partners, both parents. But we're talking in a situation where you have a child or the children preferring to gist more, play more, talk more, share more with a particular partner. Well, in this case, we're saying the father. Not because it's the macho, the mother, the female partner in that situation, in that relationship, in that home, don't feel left out. Don't begin to have any kind of complex about what's going on. See it as progress. Your child or your children is listening to one of you. Then talk with your partner. Pass information through your partner. It's an invitation is a scenario that calls for both of you communicating more with yourselves about your children. Okay? And then the one that is not chosen, well, you are doing this, well, I'm going to report you to your mom. No, don't talk to mom. No, please. Well, I'm going to report you to your dad. Because that's the person that they listen to. Don't feel second class by any means over your children preferring one to relate closer to or with one of you. Okay? Well, the community contributions and comments are still pouring. So I'm going to take the first one. Okay. It says, what are some common triggers for children to favor one parent over the other? Triggers. There needn't be any trigger. Okay. Sometimes there might be, but there needn't be any trigger. So I would not suggest we think in terms of triggers. I would rather we think in terms of preference. Okay, dispositions. A baby, a toddler, what will be the trigger? But you find out that those are the ones that will, when both parents are coming, one will run, no, don't leave me, go to the other one. So what trigger? No, it's just a preferential thing that it just prefers to go to that parent. And it does change. It does change for most children. It does change. I'm choosing my word. Don't ask me for data, but then we don't remember. We always don't like to make this academic, but then it does change over time. So it's preference. But when you not talk about the older children as they grow older, as they advance in age, then the issue of triggers might come up. They would have started noticing behaviors, responses, how you respond to them, how you have time. First, time is a big trigger or a big influence. Okay? You are not always around. So what should happen? They relate with the person that's like always around. So if you're not always around, if you are the parent that's not always around, for instance, I'm picking out the issue of time and availability. If you're the one that's not always around, don't leave your children or your family in the dark about why you are not always around. Share, discuss, agree. And the partner that's always around, don't turn that into a weapon. Okay? That's going to work. He works very far away. Before he gets home, he's tired. Maybe your own work is closer to the home, or maybe you work from home, dependent. Okay? So back up for your partner. Okay? That will soon come. Make the time that dad or mom would then eventually come home a big event. So every day, dad is coming home now. Okay, get everything ready. He's going to come now. If it's dinner time, set the table, get everybody involved, and welcome this person. Don't make that gap obvious. Don't expand it by saying, well, you know your dad is never home, or you know your mom is never here. Come home on it. No, this person has gone to work or whatever. Discuss it. Let it be something that is known to the family why you were not always available. If you work in a different city, if any different city, different country, have an agreed time for communicating with your family and keep to it. Okay? And share it and enjoy it. So the issue of preference gets to become maybe the trigger. The question that was asked about triggers as the children grow older. Okay? There'll be certain behaviors, certain things. Nobody likes orders and authoritarianism. So it will be natural for the children to gravitate towards the person who is not always saying, sit down there now till I come. Okay? But the person that's not the one saying that should understand why the partner that's saying, sit there. I've shared on this program earlier episodes that I can remember as a growing child, my dad touching my head this one day. My mom, who else? So it became a case of, well, they talk to themselves. Or the person that can deal with you will deal with you. The other one, well, will say, okay, sorry. He's saying sorry. Meanwhile, he's the one that told her to do what she did. But meanwhile, he's telling you sorry. So you think that, no, the two of them are in the same team. And that's what should happen. Okay? That's the whole thing about good cop, bad cop. Okay? You are the one who say your child is misbehaving, but I talk to you. My mom would tongue-lash you, and my dad would sit down, when he's around, and will come. When you're leaving, drawn face, bowed head, they'll say, oh, hi, bro, come. Okay, we'll come. You will sit down, sit, and we'll hold you. Say, don't worry, don't worry, just do what your mom says. He's the one that told that good cop, bad cop. Okay? So let's not talk triggers. Let's look at those preferences and then age and people's choices in terms of adhering to instructions or choosing where the person they feel doesn't bother us. The two of you need to play that teamwork role well. Another community member here says, how do you prevent feelings of resentment when your child consistently favors the other parent? Is by seeing it in the first place, in the first instance, as a good thing. Thank God he's talking or she's talking to one of us. Thank God he or she prefers one of us. Don't become resentful. That might be a natural thing to do. Why doesn't he always want to talk to me? Why doesn't she always want to come to me? Discuss it openly. Not when I say openly, not where your children are. Discuss it freely with your partner. Okay, and then agree to work as a team. That way, you might overcome the issue of resentment. I'm not saying it's a magic bullet that will sort out if you now feel resentment. But generally, it's about you. Don't try not to be resentful. Try to see it as a choice thing about the children, and tries to see that also as an opportunity, okay, to engage more with your partner, okay, over parenting issues for your child or for your children. It should make your working as a team become more, important, okay, more relevant to the issue of your parenting your children, okay. And another member here says, is it true that most daughters prefer their fathers and most sons prefer their mothers? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't because it's like I said, it shifts. It does shift from time to time. Yeah, that is the story. Well, I had both male and female children. But guess what? Everybody prefers to talk to their mother. So, eh, experientially, I don't. As a child growing up, we stayed with our mother more. So necessarily we would talk with. But then when I began to spend time with my father, we were very close. Where I have shared even in books. Times I don't even remember my own birthday. He will be the first person to say birthday, happy birthday at the. He never missed any of my school events, never. From secondary school to high school to college to postgraduate, he never missed it. I have pictures of himself and myself in my new book, you know, and all of that. So it's still a preferential thing, and it can also be circumstantial. Just like we said, for reasons not created by any of the partners, the children spend more time with one of you. The important thing is the role you play under such circumstances. Both of you, the one that is not always around and the one that's around. Be team, be the same team, even if you are not in the same place. That would help everyone. That issue of this person prefer that person, use it to good advantage. Use it to good advantage. That's what's important. The divisive thing doesn't help anybody, not the society. Okay? Okay. Should there always be a strict parent and a fun parent? I'm not sure anybody chooses that. So I'm not sure you get to become parent as okay, you are going to be the strict one, going to be the fun one. I'm not sure that happens by choice. Okay? It might just be that the children just, like I said earlier, no one likes anybody, nobody likes to be told what to do. Nobody. Okay? But it might just happen to be that it's one of the parents that will say, okay, hey, get this done. It might be the dad, it might be the mom. Like in my own case that was growing up, it was my mom. Yeah. In my own case, as I have my own children, it's me. Okay. Well, you better talk to them. I will talk. And I would always tell them, you would not say nobody said nothing about this. As you grow up, as you get there to face society on your own, you won't have whatever happens. I don't wish you evil. I wish you well, you know. But then you wouldn't say, oh, if someone has told me about this, I'm telling you now. I would say it. It might not go down well with the child at the time that's happening. You might not be the fun parent. You don't have to be as a matter of fact, you don't have to be friends with your children. You can be friendly with them. You don't have to be friends with your children. Your job is to get them to become the best versions of themselves. Okay, not to be their friends and and things could happen and anything they want, anyhow they want to behave. No, you're not helping them. You're not helping yourself. You're not helping the society. Okay, the second part of that question is: or should all parents strike a healthy balance of both sides? Yes, that's what we're saying. Be on the same team. Today it could be you that this is one issuing, the other way. You can even agree. If you want to do that, you can agree that okay, today you are the one who tell them this. Okay, okay. It could be you that's going to be telling them, sorry about that. Just hurt. Sorry, that phone call shouldn't have happened. Sorry. Okay, so both of you can agree on that, and then generally play along in that general direction of saying, okay, hey, um, um, uh, sorry, yeah, sorry. Okay, you read that agreement and say, I'm going to say this. You're going to uh, uh, say that. You could share. At the same time, you can make one person the good cop. You can agree, both of you agree the good cop. You play the good cop, I'll play the good cop. Well, what you might call the fun parent and strict parent, good cop, bad cop. But you're on the same team. You have to be on the same team. You have no choice. If your whole goal is to have your children be the best versions of themselves and be, you know, individuals who would be able to hold their own out there in the society when you are not there. Okay. So, um, there's another contribution here. My toddler clings to mommy in public, but at home, it's all about daddy. What's going on? Well, I told you that it changes. Okay. In public, maybe mommy toddler. Mommy might still be the one that has the food basket at that time. Okay? Might be the one that has the food basket at that time. So in the public, you'll be there. I don't know what's happening. But at home, at least daddy, everybody is relaxed. And so that's balance. That's balance. Okay? So when you are outside, you already know that that's the scenario. You don't begin to drag it. Come, let me carry you now. Mommy has been carrying. No, no, no. You don't drag that. At home, well, no, you don't say, "Oh, you've been with your dad since. Why don't you come to?" Oh, don't drag it. Enjoy it. Okay, enjoy it. All right. It could also be because mom is always busy at home. Okay, I'm not saying it's the mommy alone that should do or do things at home, but it might just be that mommy is also occupied at home. That maybe might be less. So the child comes to the person that seems to have time for that child at home. It might be the reverse in public. Okay, that might be attending to one thing, depending on what they do outside, what happens when they go outside. It might just be that that child has noticed that and is playing. Um, so that might be what's going on. It might not be. It could just be preferences, circumstances, situations, environment. Okay. The other one here says, my daughter says you can't do it. That is better. While I'm helping her with homework. And how does that make you feel? Mm, not qualified, uneducated. You shouldn't feel any. We set a tone to all of this at the beginning. Be happy that your child is feels free here with one of you. So it's okay. So don't even before that child would make that statement, you are probably forcing yourself to be the one to say, I'll be the one to do your homework. Why must it be of that? I am. Maybe that child got forced out of frustration to now tell you, Mommy, leave me alone. I want daddy to do my homework. You notice that, don't fight it. Okay? But if it's in a day that daddy doesn't have time or is not available, he's traveled or it's not back from work and the homework needs to be submitted or taken, it's important that you don't switch off too to say, well, since you prefer your dad to do your homework, he's not here now, well, whatever. No, shouldn't be whatever. Discuss, discuss, discuss. Engage, engage, engage. Negotiate, negotiate, negotiate. Okay. Well, Mary, your dad is not back and it's going to be late and it will soon be your bedtime. Can we do your homework together so you don't sleep off for before you die? Discuss. No, I want daddy to do it. That means you stay awake till your dad comes home. Fine. I agree. So don't make it a war thing. Don't make it a tussle. You know, that discussion is okay, mom. Okay, let's do. And then if it's a subject that you're not comfortable with, don't hide it. Let the child know. Fine. But I can help you with that when it comes. I'm not, I don't have much interest in that. But I can help you up to the extent I can. Do we go ahead? Engage, discuss, negotiate. Okay. And under such circumstances, the child wouldn't take this tone. I mean, this time, the tone will not be like this. Okay. The child will also get to be courteous about, you know, making such pronunciations. But when you are forcing, when you are insisting, why does it have to be your dad? I'm here, I can do your homework. Well, you hear the verdict, it might not come out the way you would like it. Okay. All right. So we're gonna take the next contribution and then we'll go to watch a video and to try to tie up some of the issues and see what we pick up from the video ourselves individually. Yes, you are right by saying favoritism is mostly natural. But when does it become a deeper issue? What are the what are some signs to look out for? As the children grow up, there are different reasons why they would gravitate towards one person instead of the other one. It's no longer the childish babies running to mom just out of the flare of it and fun of it. It will now be that they now have choices. They now have not just the favoritism thing, the baby thing. No, there will now be reasons for which, like we've said, nobody likes to say do this. Maybe mom says do this differently than that. So they'll go to mom. Maybe that doesn't let them finish what they are saying before say, okay, no, 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 I understand. Okay, please go and do what you're doing when you finish. I don't have time for you now, later. Well, they will go to the person that's always, okay, what happened next? Okay, what did your friend do next? Okay, what did you tell your friend? This person has patience to listen, respond, they're having a dialogue. It's not a monotone, it's not a dictator talking. I used to have that. No, okay, look, you're wasting my time with this. Uh, this is where you're going. Wait, it took me time to learn. It's okay. All right. Are you done? Okay. Once in a while, it still gets to be, don't waste my time. I'm busy. This is where this is headed. Go and do this, go and do that. But dad, you didn't even let me finish what I'm telling you. Let them tell their story. Like we said earlier, you should be happy they come to you and not their friend and not the internet. Okay? You should be happy they come to you. So pay attention. The sign is, you say, what are some of the signs to look out for? When you get wrapped up, when they feel frustrated that they can't reach you, they can't communicate with you, it's a sign, it's not a good. Okay? That means you should look at yourself. I've also shared on this program that I noticed that my children then, as they were growing up, playing with everybody else in the house, once I enter, everywhere went dead. I had to ask to find out why. And I was told why. You're always angry, you're always shouting. I had to work on myself, okay, to be able to relate to my children. So these things are not things happening on the moon, they're everyday things. And you cannot say it has to be so because I said so. You better tell them why I said so. And better have backup reasons should they come up with. I always say on the program, if you have someone like my son, you tell him one thing, get ready for 5 questions and get answers for those 5 questions in line with, because it's not about them getting to do what you say. There is not questioning your authority. You are training your children to be assertive. You're training them to reason, to be able to interrogate issues and be able to take decisions and make informed, decisions from information, from probing themselves, asking questions, noticing, observing, and then questioning, probing, and getting, responses which will they could make informed decisions in other situations that you are not around. To be the one. If you always want to say, sit down here, do that, sit down here, do that, are you going to be there saying, sit down here? Again, especially for our daughters, they get the impression that that is what relationships are all about. Some people become defensive and don't want anything to do with men, as it were. Some others, it becomes a badge for abuse. Okay? They believe that, well, I have to endure it. He's the man. No. Okay? Everybody needs to treat everybody fair, better, with respect. Both ways, two-way traffic, respect. We're gonna take there are so many other ones coming in, but we're gonna take those after we come back from the break to see the video. Don't go away, okay? See you at the end of the video.
Bad baby, what? You tripping?
Mama.
What happened? Okay, I'm not gonna hug mommy. Okay.
No! Es mío. Es mío. Papá es mío. Dame un besito. No.
Hi, baby girl.
Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby girl.
Hi, baby. I love you. I love you. I love you. Briar, can you say da 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 da? Mama. 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 Mama.
Say dada. No, say mama.
Welcome back. Well, our videos, as always, are not long. I suppose you found some things of interest. Now, the question here is, what would you prefer? What would you have preferred? That your children run to outsiders instead of one of you? That your children feel more comfortable with third parties instead of one of you? No. That it don't push your children by competing over them into preferring to go to third parties. That's an option. That's an open door way. If you start to compete over your children between yourselves. Okay? It's not a good place to put your children in. Neither is it a good place to put yourselves in. That your children prefer to relate closer with one of you. It's a good thing. I can't say that enough. Okay? Use that positively. I will take it from the top again. Use that positively. Okay? Discuss issues about that child, tasks, behaviors, discipline issues about that child with your partner, the one that he or she prefers to relate with, and agree between yourselves on what needs to be done. Let the person the child relates to carry out your agreement. What is important is for the child to do what needs to be done, behave in ways that are in consonance with your culture, your tradition, your family values, your etiquette, and your legal codes, and ways that would help that child to grow to be a responsible member of society, starting with a responsible member of the family, starting with being a responsible member to himself or herself. Okay? The first person responsible to is yourself. Because again, most things that we do that we are being told don't do this, the first person that will feel the impact of the harm or the negativity is a person, the individual himself. Other people would come to, well, feel the heat, but the person that would feel the heat of turning left consistently later on in life is that individual. So let the individual have that understanding. But while you are being the lecturer that the child doesn't want, let the choir master or the choir mistress that the child wants to listen to sing. Give the lecture to the choir master or the choir mistress. Let the choir master or choir mistress sing to the person that loves the singing. The important thing is that both of you are supporting yourself to parent your children. That's what's important. Okay? Failing to do that and say, well, you don't ever listen to me. Say, mom, well, whatever happens between the two of you, that's because there will come a time while that other partner might not be able to handle what the issue might be. But because you've switched off, you open a doorway to third party influences, and that's not going to help anybody. That is not going to help anybody. So help your children by remaining members of the same team in all things concerning them and concerning your family. Okay, so let's go back to the community member contributions here. This one says here, one of my kids is consistently better behaved than his siblings. How can I show love and appreciation equally without seeming to favor him? Simply by doing that. Okay. Whatever you do, the other children will notice. People know in families who which parents prefers or don't prefer one way or the other. But then try as much as possible not to rub his good deeds in the faces of the other ones. Let them see. If you started from the perspective of having boundaries, there will be no issue of favoritism if you follow the boundaries you have established. If you follow the reward system and the reprimanding system, okay, if you follow, you did well, well done. You didn't do this well, well, this is what we agreed. There's no favoritism in that. It's what you've established. So, certain boundaries become one of your tools for not playing the favoritism thing, game with your children. So, what everybody gets becomes what they do with what you've agreed on or what they have not done with what you agreed on. So, nobody accuses you of favoring. So, when it becomes favoritism is if you change the rules. So don't change the rules. You're asking me what should you do? Don't change the rules. Set rules. Yes, number one, set the rules. Number two, don't change the rules, regardless of who. If you change it for one person, just know that you have, made that rule malleable. You've made it flexible. It's if you change it for this person, well, get ready. You have to change it because they will remind you. But when John did that, they were like, you didn't do nothing to him. So don't change the rules. Okay? If you're going to change the rules for any reason, even if it's for John, make it obvious. This is why I'm doing this concerning John, which means that if any other person also follows the route that John followed to earn that person the change of rule, you must also do it for that other person. Okay? That way, there will be no talks of favoritism. Okay? Now, that's another member here says, what's the best way to respond when my child says, I love mommy and daddy? I love mommy or daddy more. Enjoy it. We've touched on it severally in the course of this program. Enjoy the accolade, I love mommy more. Now, it could be now, as the child grows, it might change. Even if it doesn't change, the child does not love a third party more. It's mommy or daddy. So both of you, what you should do is hold on to yourselves. Be team members. Remember that. Okay? Be inseparable team members as it concerns parenting your children. So it wouldn't matter who they love more, who they don't love more. Okay? And usually it's children, it's toddlers who say that. You don't find your adult children actually vocalizing, I love mommy more, I love that. It's rare. Okay? Even when that happens, well, they are on the route to becoming parents at their own, so they would understand. But as people grow older, they have more understanding about certain issues. And there are some things they would have felt that a particular parent was not being fair with them about. They will see differently. I have my juniors, I think you understand this before that. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. Even people who have worked with me, staff, I'm like, "Oh, I didn't understand what you are saying that, but I know now." Yes. So we don't see you as parents, you have taken the bus along certain routes. So you know all the bus stops, you even know the last one. So when you're talking to your child, is in this route, you know now this bus you are on, I know the next place is going to stop, and I know the very last one. You want to get off this bus before you get to so stop. Yes. Okay. Not everyone likes people who tell them the truth or who get them to do what they need to do that would benefit them and benefit everyone else in the long run. Okay. People, human beings, we like to do what we like. At time we like them. But is that helpful for everybody? No. One of you need to stand up. Both of you actually. But then if you find out the child listens more to I love mommy more, tell mommy that they love more. Tell daddy that they love more. What needs to do? So let the person they love more tell them what to do and let the thing get done. That's what's important for their own good, for the good of the family, for the good of the society and the world at large. Okay, it's not so much of uh something you should start contending with. Says he loves you more, they don't like me, they don't love me. You see, this social media is filled with all sorts of videos and talks of when you are a man, the children would always prefer their mother. You better shield yourself, you better protect yourself. Well, if you're a man and then you've been taking care of your family as you should, if you are a team, it wouldn't matter who is doing what. Yes, it wouldn't matter who is doing what if you are a team. But then to begin to digest, consume all of those contents Of course, that's a way it works on everybody within them, the men, the women, the children. They might seem to be true. Circumstances and situations are not the same. Okay? Besides, why should you really be living and then depending on your children to feed you at whatever time? Okay? If they did, fine. My children grew up saying, may reach out to my mother. Okay? My children didn't really know my father. So, before he passed. But they knew my mother and they saw how we related with her, you know. So you also do your bit. They see you, what you do, they learn. If they do fine, if they don't, you're working, you're doing stuff, you're showing them, making preparations for taking care of things later, not just you, even including them going forward, also shows them that they also have to make plans to take care of themselves as they grow older. So that debate or that social media mongering of children will always choose their mother, they will leave you, they will travel abroad to be with their mother. There's only their mother that is now. Yeah, I'm an African. Yes, I'm, I'm sorry from Nigeria. Where I come from, a man cannot go and stay in the home of his in-laws, whether the son-in-laws or the daughter. You can, a woman can go traditionally. Yeah, there's nothing, no. But as a man, how would you go and stay with your daughter and the husband, or your son and the wife? Okay, traditionally, it's off. So when we begin to present certain narratives, we should look at cultural and traditional perspectives also to those narratives and know that in some cases is the men that know who they are, know their background, and say, no, you go and see your children. I'll be here, I'll wait. The man can actually, they both can travel to see their children, but the men will most likely not stay, not because anybody is chasing them away, but culturally, it's not the practice. It's not the practice. So there, it wouldn't be a case of the children are against their father or anything like that. There are instances, there will be situations where it's, oh, okay, there is some hostility, or some things would also have, you know, um, generated those situations before it gets to the stage where you stay on your own, I stay on my own. Yeah. Okay. So the favoritism thing, um, how do parents navigate different parenting styles that may contribute to favoritism? If you remain team members, if you set boundaries, you might not have so much issues about favoritism. Like we've said, your styles should complement yourselves in terms of parenting your children, in terms of your relationship with your children, in terms of you getting your children to behave, to act, to do things the right ways that you have agreed on in your boundaries. Remember, don't leave things and be think that people would no. Agree. I didn't say make boundaries. Discuss when the children get even from their infancy. You're talking to your child, don't do this way. Okay. That child understands. When they become too old, have a meeting, have a conference. Yes, when they get to talk. Things have been happening unspoken, right? No rule, not it wasn't said like that. But when they get to maybe 3, 4. Discuss. Don't wait to 5, 6, 8. No. Discuss, agree, and then reinforce, okay, in languages they get much more used to as they grow up. Same issues, but then explained maybe more technically as they grow older. Okay? There wouldn't be favoritism in those kind of situations if you perfect remaining as team members in the issue of parenting your children. Okay? They prefer that person, be behind that person. Don't remain on the other side. No. Be behind that person. Don't say I'm the man, they must come to me. Don't say I'm their mommy now. Well, I'm your mother. I have to come. Have you do you have another mother and your mother? It's not necessary. I'm your father. Do you have you has your mother shown you another father? It's not necessary. Stay with it. It's both of you as partners that would accentuate or ameliorate the issue of what is called favoritism and all. If you're on the same team, it wouldn't matter where the children decide to go first, because it's a matter of going first. Why they go first, provide the backup. Let your children get used to saying, hey, I know you would always support her. I know you support your wife, or I know you support your husband. I know I don't have anybody that will support. Then know your teamwork is gelling. Okay, if they say that, okay. So the person that they say, I know you call, play the role of my dad. Yeah, come, don't worry. Just do what she know. It doesn't. She doesn't mean evil. She doesn't mean to hurt you. It's just that, well, you still need to do that. Yeah, she was saying the same thing she said in a different way. Go and do your chores, or go and do your homework. Or don't play football when you are supposed to be doing something else. Yes. The football is always there. You can play it later. Yes, he's saying the same thing that Mama had told you. Maybe you had some cane, okay, for her to make her point physically. He might not bring out cane, but he's telling you the same thing. So play that role, okay? Right. Um, that's about it for our show today. My name is still Richie Adewusi. This is still the Slow Parenting program on Nostalgia Media. We come your way every Wednesday for this live streaming. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada, and 7 p.m. West African time, including Nigeria. You can find our videos by going to our YouTube channel. You find past live streams. You also find videos, and you can also get to have more information and updates on our other social media handles. Please subscribe. Okay, support us on this program. YouTube says we are top content creator on YouTube, but our subscription is laughable. So support us. If this program makes sense to you, if it's interesting to you, share with your friends and family or colleagues. And then please, just like so the many questions, the many contributions that are come, make your own. Even when we are offline, send your questions, send us an email, leave your comments on any of the social media handles, or even on the YouTube channel. Will respond. Okay. Thank you so very much for being part of our show today. We'll see you again next week. My name is still Richie Adewusi. Bye bye.